Hello. Welcome to a new day. This is Dr. J, and it is book club time. We are reading Be Your Future Self Now by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And I am Dr. J. I am a bronze director, 3 times bronze director in pharmacy, and I am all about personal development. I am all about purpose. I am all about propelling you to your next level and tapping into the power that you already have within you. And so some of the ways that we remind ourselves of how great we really are is by getting new perspectives on different things. So this first book that we chose was Be Your Future Self Now by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And it's divided up into 3 parts. So the first part talks about threats to your future self. The second part talks about truths to your future self. And the third part talks about steps to your future self. So we are on page 109, almost finished with this book. And if this is your first time watching, please make sure to like and subscribe so that you can know the next time I do go live. Okay, so let's just give a recap of where we've been, of the titles that we've already covered, and then we'll go into the new truth that we're on today. So, threat number 1 to your future self was, without hope in your future, your present loses meaning. Threat number 2 was, a reactive narrative about your past stunts your future. Threat number 3 was, being unaware of your environment creates a random evolution. Threat number 4 was, being disconnected from your future self leads to myopic decisions. Threat number 5 was, urgent battles and small goals keep you stuck. Threat number 6 was, not being in the arena is failing by default. Threat number 7 was, success is often the catalyst for failure. All right, part 2 was truths about your future self. Truth number 1 was, your future drives your present. Truth number 2, your future self is different than you expect. Truth number 3, your future self is the Pied Piper. Truth number 4, the more vivid and detailed your future self, the faster you'll progress. Truth number 5, failing as your future self is better than succeeding as your current self. And truth number 6, what we're on today is, success is achieved by being true to your future self, nothing else. So if any of those resonated with you, you can go back and watch the replay on the other chapters. Success is achieved by being true to your future self, nothing else. True success only exists by being true to your future self. Okay, so it starts off with a quote, William Shakespeare, "This above all, to thine own self be true." Another quote by Derek Sivers, "Chase the future. Live in the world of tomorrow. It's the most exciting way to live. Every day will be like a child's birthday with surprising new breakthroughs. It keeps your brain healthy, young, and active. Since everything will always be new, you won't rely on assumptions or habits. You'll pay full attention and keep learning every day." Okay, let's plug in and learn today. I'm Dr. J. Make sure to like and subscribe. During the years leading up to and even during World War II, Adolf Hitler was a painter. In his 1925 autobiography, Mein Kampf, Hitler described how his childhood dream was to become a professional artist. In 1907, at age 8, Hitler took his inheritance money, 700 kronen, and moved to Vienna to study and become an artist. Despite working hard for years on his craft, his dream dashed because he failed the entrance exam of the Academy of Fine Arts, Vienna. Hitler's application to the Academy was rejected in 1908 and again in 1909. In his first attempt, he passed the preliminary portion by drawing 2 of the assigned iconic or biblical scenes in 2 sessions of 3 hours each. However, he failed the second portion of the exam, where examiners reviewed his previously prepared portfolio. The Institute considered that he had more talent in architecture than in painting. He received their rejection as a severe blow and ultimately took his life in a different direction. To quote Stephen Presswood in the war of art. You know, Hitler wanted to be an artist. Ever seen one of his paintings? Ever see one of his paintings? Neither have I. Resistance beat him. Call it overstatement, but I'll say it anyway. It was easier for Hitler to start World War II than it was for him to face a blank square of canvas. What if Hitler had found another route to become a successful artist? What if he hadn't given up on his desired and better future self? He couldn't handle the rejection. He couldn't handle the failure. He didn't have the hope and pathways thinking to find another way. He was rigid. Although he kept producing art throughout his life, it was more of a distraction than the one desired focus of his success. Shadow career is the term used to describe people who go on an alternative path from their true dream because they've given up on themselves. To requote Robert Brault, we are kept from our goals not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. Though we're talking about one of history's most vile madmen, Hitler's story is an extreme version of many, if not most people's lives. Philosopher, entrepreneur, world traveler, and writer Derek Sivers champions strong beliefs about what it means to be successful. He believes that it doesn't matter how accomplished you may be, you cannot be considered a success unless you are true to what you genuinely want or believe. In a 2015 interview, Tim Ferriss asked, when you think of the word successful, who's the first person who comes to mind and why? Derek responded, the first answer to any question isn't much fun because it's just automatic. What's the first painting that comes to mind? Mona Lisa? Name a genius. Einstein? Who's a composer? Mozart? There's the instant, unconscious, automatic thinking. And then there's the slower, conscious, rational, deliberate thinking. I'm really into the slower thinking, breaking my automatic responses to the things in my life and slowly thinking about a more deliberate response instead. Derek revised Tim's question. What if you asked, when you think of the word successful, who's the third person that comes to mind? Why are they actually more successful than the first person that came to mind? In that case, the first would be Richard Branson because he's the stereotype. He's like the Mona Lisa of success to me. Honestly, you speaking to Tim might be a second answer, but he could talk about that a different time. My third and real answer after thinking it through is that we can't know without knowing a person's aims. What if Richard Branson set out to live a quiet life, but like a compulsive gambler, he just can't stop creating companies? Then that changes everything, and we can't call him successful anymore. Truth number 6 is that success can only be accomplished by being true to your desired future self. Anything less than being true to your future self is failure. As you evolve, your view of your future self will evolve. Then you'll have a choice. Stay on the old path or the new. Many people appear to be successful, but are actually living a pseudo version of the life they really like to be living. Even Richard Branson couldn't be considered successful if he wasn't actually doing what he truly wanted. The same can be said of the person living a quiet, simple life that doesn't have fame, doesn't have money, doesn't have prestige, or any of the things we often consider as success. If that person's living the life they truly want to live, then they are absolutely successful. External factors are absolutely not what determines if a person is successful or not. Only that a person lives in alignment with their own aims. And as we start this new year, make sure you reflect, what is your aim for 2026? What do you choose to be in alignment with? Not what somebody else says, but between you and your creator, you and the universe, you and God. What do you decide success looks like for you? And when you decide and you get clarity and you make a commitment, then you can be disciplined to be your future self now in 2026. And that's the truth. We'll pick up next time on page 113. Be your future self now, a different perspective for the new year. I'm Dr. J. Take care.